Okay, so we had the go-home show before SummerSlam, and ironically, this one had a lot of matches in it. A lot of them felt kind of inconsequential, and some of them were really short, but it had a decent amount of matches in it. We began with Punk versus Big Show. Daniel Bryan does a run-in towards the end, therefore leading to a DQ, with CM Punk winning, which then sets up a tag match later on, with Daniel Bryan and Big Show versus John Cena and CM Punk, where Cena pins Daniel Bryan, the only person not involved in the triple threat match at SummerSlam. Not a bad way to start the show off, pretty good job there. JTG was in back talking about how he hasn't been on a match in quite some time, talking with, I think her name's Caitlyn. So he gets a match against Ryback. Of course he loses. Heath Slater's in the ring, says his catchphrase, and then faces R-Truth, loses to him. Alright. Sin Cara had a match with Tensai, which he won. It's like, man, there's a lot of matches going on here. Damien Sandow took on Christian. Alright. Good job, good job. Got the victory over Christian, even though Brodus Clay made a distraction. Okay. The Raw Active, I guess it's a play off the phrase reactive, was for who would be in Piper's Pit. The segment before it, where Piper was talking to John Cena, just seemed really bizarre. And your options were, of course, Jericho, Miz, Dolph. Ends up being Jericho. And this segment with Jericho trying to go more face, and he and Piper just did not seem to gel well at all. It seemed like these two guys should have had a super easy rapport with one another. It just did not seem to click for some strange reason. Yeah, it just didn't at all. And then Dolph came down. And Dolph did a pretty good job, trying to salvage it. And then Miz came down for some reason, which then led to a triple threat match. A super awesome triple threat match. Just saying, a fantastic triple threat match between those guys. With Ziggler picking up a pinfall on Jericho. Their match is probably going to be one of the best matches at Mania. At SummerSlam, sorry. Or the WrestleMania over this summertime. I could have called it Summerfest. What other matches did we have? Oh. Layla had her first match on Raw in what, like 2 months? Layla, Caitlyn versus Eve and Beth Phoenix. I don't know what happened to Layla, but her current, with the new moveset she has, was horrible. I'm glad they had the United Matthew order sign in the background, because that whole match will probably be on the next Botchamania. It was horrendous. Out of those 4 women, the worst wrestler in that match was Layla. When Caitlyn came in, it got better. She still entirely botched the pin on Phoenix, but it still got better. And it's sad when you have 4 women in the ring, and the worst one is the current champion, who hasn't defended her belt since she won it at Extreme Rules, I think? They've just done almost nothing with that division. They brought in some decent talent, but they've done nothing with it. But I figure it can leave on any of the matches. I don't think so. I think that's all the matches. We did spend some time discussing, of course, the Triple H Brock Lesnar match. H didn't show up until the very end segment, so of course Lesnar mildly terrorized Shawn Michaels. Goes on to contract signing. H shows up, signs the contract. Lesnar leaves. So you have that whole, okay, so we've got like 5-10 minutes to go. What are we going to finish off with? Shawn Michaels is trying to leave the building. Paul Heyman kind of blocks him off, and then Lesnar attacks him. Knocks over a camera so you don't get to see the attack. Takes HBK to the ring, F5, puts him in a, I want to say it's a Kimura. If I'm wrong, UFC people, by all means, MMA fans, correct me on this. I think it's a Kimura, then breaks his arm. Then H hits the ring and, Lesnar leaves. okay. Not bad. Decent amount of matches to it. Didn't have as much filler with it being the go-home show before one of their major pay-per-views. All in all, not bad. I still think that the pay-per-view is going to have some decent matches coming up too. I mean, I think that Ziggler Jericho is going to be great. I think Lesnar H is going to be a nice brutal match. Miz Mysterio, that could be different. Triple threat match. I don't know. That match is just, it seems really, really weird. It just does. It would make sense for Punk to win that, just so that way then he could debut the new title, either now or in Boston. What's going on with the World Heavyweight Championship? I'll be honest, I'm glad it's not going to be Sheamus and Del Rio. They have zero chemistry. And those matches have just flat out sucked. Sucked. Daniel Bryan and Kane seems kind of like, well, D. Bryan needs a match. What's Kane doing? Nothing. He kind of got Orton for that spot. Of course, Orton's not involved in a match. Neither's Wade Barrett. I like his return promos. His face looks super messed up, but I'll be honest, I would rather see a much more vicious Wade Barrett than one who kind of doesn't know what to do. Speaking of people kind of not really know what to do, primetime players. Now that AW has been fired because he made a poorly worded rape joke that would have been more topical 9 years ago, was let go. Okay, so I guess now the primetime players who are the number one contenders and have been for I think almost 2 months now might actually get a shot at the titles. Will they be number one contenders till whenever they decide to cash in their number one contendership? Will we wait till Night of Champions for when they actually have a match? I don't know. So all in all, decent go home Raw. SummerSlam seems like it's going to be a decent pay-per-view. It really does feel like it needs one or two just really big matches for it.